Hello and welcome everybody from Australia, from Brisbane. We will go again on a cruising trip. This time the destination will be the Moreton Island, which I already mentioned in the previous vlogs. So Moreton Island is the third largest sand island of the world. It is 58 kilometers far from the center of Brisbane, and now I am in the port of Brisbane, which is one of the largest ports of Australia. It has a large cargo traffic and also large passenger traffic. So from here the ferry ride will be like 60-70 minutes to the Moreton Island, where many amazing attractions await us. There will be a desert, so we'll drive through the sand dunes of this beautiful desert, and we can also try sandboarding. And I think, in my opinion, the most important sightseeing attractions is the Tangalooma shipwrecks. There were some old ships which were scuttled intentionally, so this is how the locals made a man-made ecosystem for corals and fishes. So there we will be snorkeling. Well, the weather is 24 Celsius degrees, so I'm a little bit afraid that the sea, the coral sea, will be a little bit cold for swimming and snorkeling, but well, I think I can manage. So I got pretty unsure about the snorkeling. Look at this weather, absolutely crazy. It's stormy, it's also raining. Oh my god. Yes, the weather is unpredictable and I couldn't know. Look at those waves over there. By the way, the island is 186 square kilometers. So it is 37 kilometers long and 13 kilometers wide. Oh my gosh. You can see the background, the weather is still not so good, but at least stopped raining. So some travel advice how you can come here to the Moreton Island. Well, first of all, I wish you a better weather if you ever come here, ever visit Moreton Island. So from Brisbane there are many options to visit this island. Which one I choose? For me the most convenient was to book a trip on TripAdvisor. Depending on the season it can be more expensive or cheaper. I was planning this trip in December 2023, and that time when I checked, the trip alone was 179 US dollars, kinda expensive. But now I'm visiting Australia in April of 2024, and now it was $119, so it's cheaper in this autumn season. It's not the high season, and they picked me up at the Brisbane coach terminal and brought me by bus to the main ferry terminal to Brisbane, the port of Brisbane, and from there the ferry took us to the island. Also small lunch is included, just some prep sandwiches, don't expect much. So then that's actually the plan for today. There will be kayaking and snorkeling if the weather will allow it. Another way is that you organize everything by yourself. This means that you should get to the port of Brisbane by public transportation. It is kind of hard. I checked Google Maps and other blogs how you can get there. It can take up to 3 hours, so it's a little harder to reach it, and need to change many public transportation vehicles. But after you got there, you can book the ferry, and you can manage it by yourself. So it is possible. It is not something that you should exclude. So what I also wanted to say, that the ferry and the park entrance fee is 70 Australian dollars. So this amount you should pay anyway, even if you organize it by yourself or you go with the TripAdvisor trip. So I need to pay this by cash, but I mean cash. You can also pay by card, but this is like an extra fee because we are in a natural reserve, in a natural park, the Moreton Island Park. So yes, these are the two options which I googled. But here is also some kind of resort, the Tangaluma resort, and this hotel also arranges some trips, but that's even more expensive. But you can always check the current options. We arrived to our first stop, which is the Moreton Island desert. On a clear day, a combination of deep sky blue and yellow colors treat visitors. A large area deserted of nearly all vegetation. The desert is only a short bus four-wheel drive from Tangaluma Island Resort. The desert is a large area of Moreton Island that is formed by natural erosion and is constantly changing shape thanks to wind moving the sand around the dunes. The desert is located 1 kilometer southeast of Tangaluma, and the bare sand dunes are surrounded by thick vegetation. It's one of the most visited parts of Moreton Island. The desert is famous for its steep sandy hills, which are perfect sliding down with sandboarding. Everything from white to yellow to orange to black can be found just underneath the surface. Different elements such as ilmenite, humate, rutile, silica and zircon are what create this rainbow of color under the sand surface. So people are also mining here.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
You go fast?
Just, yeah. Like,
No,
right? No.
Proper.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought we asked someone for a
It was Captain James Cook himself who named the headland of this island as Cape Moreton, and people coming after him misspelled this naming, and this is how it became Moreton. And Matthew Flinders named the island as Moreton Island in 1797. The Aboriginal people living here were Quandamuka and Nguji people, and they had many conflicts with the British. Moreover, about the native woman, they were fighting about women, and actually they were also bloody conflicts between them. Approximately 30-40 people died in this conflict on both sides together. So yeah, it is a very bloody history, but well, it characterizes more islands of this Pacific Ocean area. So approximately 100 Quandamuka and Nguji people lived on this island when the British arrived here. European residents settled here after their ship called Sovereign shipwrecked on the island, and they established a pilot station in Balwer. Moreton Island is rich in minerals. First, the council permitted 60% of the island to potentially be a sand mine. However, the public outcry led to the council changing the zone to an open space. The sands of the island contain rutile and zircon. In 1989, then Premier of the Australian state Queensland, named Wayne Goss, halted the mining of the island and compensated the companies involved. Established in 1966, 98% of the island is contained within the Moreton Island National Park. Camping is permitted, however, permits must be obtained on the mainland. There is no public bus service on the island. Tours and taxi transfers by four-wheel drive vehicles operate from Balwer. Private vehicles may be brought to the island by the ferry. They can be driven on the island, but require a vehicle access permit, as the island is a national park. Four-wheel drive vehicles are necessary, as roads are unsealed and often very sandy, so it is really hard to drive here. Many beaches, particularly on the east shore, also serve as roads. There is little or no petrol on the island, so you should also be aware of this if you want to come here by your rented car. There is also a car coming, as you can see in the background, and they just use the beach as a road. The Aboriginal people call the island Malgampin, which means lots of sand, and they are living here at least since 2000 years. This is what archaeologists have proven already. So those black wrecks are the Tangaluma shipwrecks. what is the story behind it. Both owners in the 1960s were thinking about that they need something to help them to anchor their boats or small ships, because it's very sandy here, so it's hard to dock for their boats and ships. So unused and older ships were scuttled in this area. In the beginning 15, but now I think totally around 20 ships scuttled here. They are very old. So this was also for the purpose of making a man-made ecosystem for corals. And of course finally it's sunny when we are going to leave. It's absolutely funny. And over there you can see the sand dunes, and that explains why is it called Sand Island, the world's third largest sand island. Look at those huge dunes. Well, I was mistaken, it was sunny only for a moment. Unfortunately, I talked more in this vlog than I imagined. I wanted to show you more, but I couldn't do it. It's an absolutely crazy story. It was raining like hell, and we still stick to the program, so we went for snorkeling. And well, before now I was snorkeling in Thailand and in Malaysia, and we were just jumping off from the boat with just a swimming pant without any equipment. But here they got us dressed, and that swimming dress was literally wet, so I was absolutely trembling and shaking because the rain was also cold. Well, it's not like when it's raining in London and it's 10 degrees outside, so it's not that cold, but well, it was cold, and they got me dressed up in this wet suit, so I was really feeling cold. And finally they brought us with motorboat to the shipwrecks, to the Tangaluma shipwrecks, and there we were snorkeling. I was swimming very fast to get warm. The view was very nice. I could see the 20 shipwrecks and also some corals, but well, I cannot compare it to Thailand. The corals there were much more beautiful. Well, in the end, why I couldn't include anything about this in the vlog, it's an absolutely funny story. I bought a new camera, and it doesn't fit to the old GoPro's waterproof box. So actually I checked before I traveled, and it was the same size, but I don't know why I missed the last step to put the GoPro camera inside the box. I didn't do it. Why? I don't know why. So yes, I couldn't bring my camera with me to this snorkeling tour. I'm really sorry about it, and I was really annoyed because I also wanted to record for me, of course, for the memories. And well, actually this GoPro is waterproof for 10 meters deep, but also my last camera, which I used for 4 years, was broken after I used it in sea water, and it was not only sandy but also very salty, so the camera was not working anymore, and it also couldn't be fixed. So that's actually the reason why I bought a new one. When I go home I will need to check on the website of GoPro which is compatible with this camera, because it's another size. I think just like 2 millimeters are missing, not more. But well, I still hope that you enjoyed the presentation of the island and of the beach, and if you enjoyed the stories, even though they were not so good. And well, there was also the desert, so yeah, I'm not so happy about this vlog, but it is what it is. If you still enjoyed, then please subscribe to my channel if you didn't do it until now. It's very important to push on the bell icon, because this is how you get notified about the new contents. Have a nice day, have a great day, and goodbye.
Oh, that's la la life, that's la la life. Baby, let it be, enjoy the memory. Oh, that's la la life, that's la la life.